What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Sunless Sea. My name is Splattercat, and I'm happy to have you here today as we head back to London in order to ply our wares, make sure that all of our intelligence is gathered, and make some money. I spent that deposit getting our stuff back. I'm really glad that I didn't spend more than 1,000 because I didn't realize that I was supposed to give the guy 1,000 coin for that. I thought that I was just getting paid for the last run. It was clandestine dealing, so I thought the money was good. Either way, we almost made it back to London. Our terror is pretty high, but everything's gonna be alright. I mean, from what I know about highness, when things get high, they become kind of harmless. So maybe as your terror gets higher and higher, it becomes more and more harmless, or at the bare minimum, it just eats more and more of the salami in your fridge. Let's go back to the left over here, and this actually could be sketchy if we get searched by customs. That's the only part that I'm worried about. We might be scheduled for a customs raid. Cross your fingers, here we go. Alright, so Her Enduring Majesty's Customs Service works closely with both the Ministry of Public Decency. So yeah, we do have illegal stuff on board. The duty officer is a patriot. We can claim we're on Admiralty business. Or we can set it aside using veils. I'm going to have to do that one. I don't have a choice. You hint at secret business. The duty officer snaps a salute and barks an order. You may pass. Yeah, I was going to say, because if we don't turn this into the Blind Bruiser, bad things are going to happen. So you always want to save your Admiralty favors as much as possible for dire situations like that. Okay, and so we got Menaces, Nightmare, Strength, and we got a new total of 3. If we could get ourselves unaccountably peckish, we could feed it to the well, but I would worry about that just because you get a wound every time that you do it, but I think something else happens too. I've done it before, but I can't remember exactly when or how. Ow. The kitten just fell off my lap. He's like dozing. When he sleeps, he sprawls, and when he sprawls, he slides a little bit, and he fell off, but then he grabbed my stomach with his claw, so it's okay now. We'll continue. We'll collect our messages. And we've got a bunch of people that wants to talk to us. A bunch of things have changed underneath, so our something waits is now 0 again, which is awesome. We need to talk to the Blind Bruiser. Hand over the cargo and collect your payment. So there it is right there. Please accept this small token of my thanks, and please also accept my thanks and my patron's thanks, which was being persons of honor. What understands the true nature of dealings is much more important. Still, spending money is always good, isn't it? And a captain must eat, and so must a ship, which is why if you look under the pier, you'll find a few helpful contributions of fuel and so forth. Until next time. So we got 1 supply, we got 3 fuel. We got paid, we lost our crate right there, collecting cargo for the cheery man. Is there a next time, or is this just not going to happen? Ugh, I hate it when I'm left floating like this. Let's go turn in all our port reports. We will submit the reports. There they are. Guiders more. This should allow us to have a whole bunch of fuel, I would think. So we got Quaker's Haven. Abbey Rock, like always. We got a bunch of stuff to turn in, don't we? We got all kinds of good things. Pigmote Isle. I don't think anything good happens from there. Are you quite certain this is the report you want to make? So be it. Got the Chapel of Lights. There it is right there. Gain a little bit of cash. The Isle of Cats. Yes, we did rather know about his rose gardens. Not good news that they're prospering, though. Really should have nipped it in the, if you'll allow me, bud. Huh. And trading with the Canate, with the Iron Republic? Bother. I may have to have a meeting about this. And so we got that right there. We got 30 echoes. Very nice. Polythreme, as always. Get a little bit of cash for there. Ah, the island that looks up. I don't suppose you found out what it's staring at. So we got Visage. Okay, so we got ourselves another fuel. 40 echoes for that. Not that good. The Empire of Hands. Oh, goodness. What are those accursed monkeys up to these days? You didn't bring any of them back with you, did you? Such a ghastly place. You know, there was somebody here asking about it only recently. Delightful lady, as I recall. Most delightfully. Yes, I shall take the liberty of forwarding her your address. Something new awaits your lodgings. She's kind of forward, isn't she? She just waits at my house, just up inside my room. 300 echoes for that one, so that's pretty major. We also got some favors from the Admiralty, so that's nice, because we're going to spend those in just a minute, getting our hull repaired. Frost found. We'll get a little bit of cash for that. Estival, I had always wondered if it might be a myth. And so we got 1 fuel and 50 echoes for that. Khan's Shadow. Got ourselves paid off. Lost 5, got down to 45 nervous. 30 echoes, 1 right there. Very nice. In Wisdom, did the oracles look hungry? Got ourselves another fuel. And 30 echoes. I'm going to throw, I guess I got to throw one overboard. Hold on, let's go to the shops real fast and we'll unload some of the stuff that we have. I know that you can take the dark drop coffee beans up to the surface and sell them for a bunch of money. Like, you can actually go to Spain, I think, once you go up above the surface, and you can sell them for a bunch over there, but we don't have any way to go above right now, so I would instead probably recommend just like vendoring it here, along with the parabola linen as well. Although the venture capitalist, he wanted something savage. Okay, I thought we had Scintillac and I thought we had parabola linen, but if we don't have parabola linen, we can get rid of that too. Where's the trader here? A little bit more cash right there. Very, very nice. Back up above 1,000, and this time by our own right, not by the givings of some random criminal with one eye. An ocularly challenged criminal, I guess we could say. I don't think ocularly is a word, but I don't mind making one up. I don't mind making one up. We got 3 cargo space right now. I don't think that we can sell off. I'm almost sure that we can't sell off fuel for anything valuable here. So that leaves me in an interesting situation where at the shipyard, what does the Corvette cost me? The Corvette is going to cost me 3,000 after a trade-in. So that's not too bad. 3,000 is actually very manageable. It's just going to be a long-term goal that we have to assess. It's got 2 guns on the front. Oh my god, it makes me so happy. Wish that I had 2 guns. It looks like the whole capacity is only 40. That's a little bit lame though. And so you got deck, you've got auxiliary, bridge, engines, aft. So the merchant class cruiser, unfortunately, with the Maynard class, what does it have? We get -5 to Vales, but it does have a forward gun and a deck gun, which is the thing that I'm always concerned about. The forward and deck are the most important if you're going to be fighting. And given the fact that we put most of our points into fighting, that's probably where we want to array ourselves. The Alarming Scholar, do I have anything to give to you? Strange Catch. I'm not going to... A Pocky, and that's not a hue we see off... Okay, so I'm not going to give it to her. You can trade it for a bunch of cash if you wanted to, but I'd rather keep it. We've got a live specimen, but I think we need 2 of those to get his done. What do you get for a Memory of Distant Shores? Oh, you only get 10? Okay, so that's not that valuable. What do you get for a Z-Story? 10? For a Catch, what do you get? 10? That's not worth it either. I should have kept that so that I could take it up to the Poissonnier. I just wanted to see what it would do, but it's unfortunate. I guess that is what it is. Let me go back to my room very, very quickly. We'll read the morning paper. That'll give us recent news. It'll also lower our terror slightly. It said we had somebody waiting on us. We have an invitation to the Benthic College. Your travels have caught somebody's attention. Benthic College is pleased to invite you to an exclusive and educational evening with Lady Agatha Treadgold, delightful adventuress and raconteur of thrilling true tales of feist and spunk. On the back is a scribbled note. Come speak to me afterwards, darling. Opportunity beckons. Okay, so let's go attend the lecture. Benthic is the most open-minded of the London colleges. You find yourself waiting for the lecture in a queue of students, devils, and bohemians observed with some scorn by passers-by in Somerset colors. Whoever she is, your feet have trodden lands most in the Neath have never even heard of. Her eyes have seen every opportunity for fame and glory while there. Whoever she is, she knows how to pack a hall. Not a seat is empty when she takes the stage. Her stories tend towards the fanciful and conveniently unprovable, but the delightful adventuress has the credulous audience spellbound for hours. Many of her tales of monsters and lost cities have a common theme. She visited them ahead of a certain Lady Leonora Fortescue, the quite adorable daring archaeologist with whom she sparked a bracing rivalry back at finishing school. The rest are tales, bitter as the sour grapes, of being cheated of triumphs by the very same Fortescue whose fanciful fictions are fit only for the penny dreadfuls. By the end, her stories are notably more bitter than boastful. She still receives a standing ovation. The delightful adventuress Mass Clayman Barnabas escorts you to the principal of Benthic's study where she sits sipping brandy by the fire. I like brandy. Firelight glints in her eyes as she raises the glass. I hear you were recently returned from the Empire of Monkeys. Hands, yes, of course. It's a rare breed that can make such a voyage. Foolhardy, too, perhaps. She sips her brandy. I wish to charter your no doubt fine vessel to that primitive little island chain. There I shall find what I need to show up the infernal Leonora Fortescue once and for all. And you, the delightful adventuress squints, sizing you up, sufficient compensation will not be a difficulty. A most mutually beneficial arrangement, you will agree. Okay, yeah, let's go for it. I know how to get there, so why not? The delightful adventuress drains her glass dry. Then we shall see you upon the morrow for this voyage. Barnabas, pack my valet. What is that? My valet? My valise? I don't know what that word is either. Every time I play this game, I learn new vocabulary. I love it. I write down little words that I want to look up after I play. I use a classy vocabulary in this game. There's a number of words that I've never heard. Not to say that words I don't know automatically become classy, but in my mind, they sort of do. I don't know. It's just what I'm like, I don't know that word. It must be fancy. Because I know lots of simple words like the and der and bus. But the bigger fancy ones like Valley or Valis or however the hell you Valis, I don't know, however you say that word. Don't know that one. Don't know that one at all. That is not a word that is commonly used. I needed to talk to the Admiral again because I still think we have a few more port reports that I didn't turn in. So we've got Salt Lions. There's another fuel right there. We've got strategic information that we could give out if we wanted to, but I think I'd rather sit on top of it for right now. Instead, if I leave the Admiralty, how many moves in the Great Game do I have? I have 3. I could probably make myself some cash unloading those, especially given that I have so many. What can I do with this right here? Can I do anything with this right here? We need Z stories and we need memories of distant shores, but all of them require 2 strategic information. We have plenty of memories of distant shores. If I could get my mirrors a little bit higher, what do you give me? Do you increase my mirrors? You increase my veils. What do you give me? You give me what I want. So I'm going to increase my mirrors real fast to 40 so that I can make this happen. There we go, and we still got plenty of secrets left over, so we don't have to worry about running out of those. If we go back now, we should be able to go with these, and I can't use it just yet because we need more strategic information. But as we accumulate these now, it'll take the pressure off our moves in the Great Game, and so we can start turning these into, I think these turn into the same thing, actually. I don't know, I'd have to look it up. It takes 2 strategic information, so my hope would be with higher mirrors, you could turn these into the same thing that you get out of here. Like useful strategic information or something like that. I don't know. Let's go to the Admiral. So what happens if I turn this in over here? You get 50 echoes. The diplomat takes no notes, only listens with utmost concentration, fingertips touching, eyes lightly closed. The payment is small, but welcome. So if I give you that, what if I give it to him? What do I get from him if I give this to him? So he gives me 30 echoes. Okay, so that's not that great. He has you repeat it all twice. He doesn't take notes. It's a little beyond me, he tells you, but I have a friend in the palace who will be interested. Very interested, thank you. And here's your fee. Okay, so we've got a lot of fuel on board. We've basically almost used up all of our cargo space. Just kind of, oh, she counts as cargo? All right. I thought she was maybe going to be an officer. We should probably hire one, too, while we're here. We can go to the dry docks. Let's get that done. I think I'll probably use the... I have the money to repair it all on my own. It's expensive, or I can use the Admiralty yards. It takes 3 favors. We have 17. It'll be fine. That'll cost us 25. Yeah, let's do that. Keep it nice and cheap, and that'll put our hull back up to 75 for our next voyage, since we are going to be going way the hell on out to the east back to the Island of Monkeys. Lost 24 right there, but that's all good. We'll go back. A bunch of just like random maintenance stuff we have to do while we're here, because when you stop in, you want to make sure that you get done. We also needed to get a new recruit. And so we've got the brisk campaigner. Hoi, you need a real physician, none of your surgeons. And so this is actually, we got rid of our other cook. What does she do? It's going to cost us 50 to get her done, huh? All right, well, let's do it. You can also engage a sailor for cheap. We probably should, but we'll grab her real fast. Hopefully the police don't notice. Don't you have anywhere cleaner? Well, if I must do it myself, where can I find a mop? We can appoint the new officer. All right, so you always want to fill out with officers because it's the easiest way for you to get statistical increases. I think she counts as a surgeon? Yeah, there we go. I need a gunnery officer and a cook now. She's marched with armies and cured generals. Don't annoy her. She gives us 6 hearts, which is very, very nice. 3 irons, which puts us up above 60. And we have a doctor on board, which is actually a status effect. Having a doctor on board, it doesn't change a lot. But if you get one of the random events where people are going crazy or they're having psychoses or anything like that, the doctor can be helpful and it can give you a pass. So we'll talk to her as well to figure out what she needs. We need to have a Mutter salt in order to invite her to dine with us. It also takes supplies. Can I buy a Mutter salt over here? Because I have the cash right now, so while we have the money, we may as well spend it. Mutter salt, we can't buy it here. Wonder where it comes from. I think Mutter salt is something you trade like stories or something for it up in Wither, I think? Not totally sure on that one, but I think you can. With 9 supplies, I think we should probably stock up a little bit better. What's in my hold? Memories of Distant Shores. We have okay, so we have Tales of Terror. I think those are what you trade for Mutter salt somewhere, but I can't recall. Instead, do we have a free night? Can we carouse? We could purchase an elegant townhouse. We'll go back to London. We can carouse, which gives us, our luck quality gives us 100%, so we might as well. We could also hire on more crew. That's going to cost me 30 echoes, though. But I can't use a new recruit anymore. So I think what I'll more than likely do is we'll carouse in the Wolfstack docks, Sea shanties, fine food, and the warmth of a pub fire, and something more. You now have one recent news. We were fortunate we lost 10 echoes, but we also lost 5 terror. Very, very nice. Instead, what I'm going to do now, that knight in Wolfstack you find yourself sharing a table with, let's go with the likely last. Don't think I came down to the docks just to see you. I've got business here, but alright, it did cross my mind that you might drop by. A few hours together, shared warmth, new memories. It's harder to say goodbye this time. We lost 10 more terror. Long-term relationships are the worst. Or relationships where there's lots of absenteeism, where like one person has to be away where they're on business or whatever. So for example, have known a couple people in my life who work quite out of a briefcase. Essentially, they live out of a briefcase. It's very, very hard on your relationships. It's a hard way to live your life, especially once you're married and have kids. Definitely brutal. A lot of people can't deal with the sort of stress that puts on relationships. It's not a deficiency with them either. I mean, it's human nature. You can hire on some more sailors. I would likely recommend that. So we'll hire a guy right here. We'll lose a little bit of terror. We'll get one right there. Your tall tales find a ready audience, scarred and seasoned men and weapon tramp aboard, and find places to sling hammocks. Great. Good. We lost a little bit of cash right there. We could have done it for a lot cheaper by going out to station whatever, but well. So we've got news. We could get an elegant townhouse right now if we wanted to. I could rest, heal a wound, reduce my terror, and give myself a restful night. Let's do it. And so we'll give ourselves a restful night just in case the nightmares come back, because we are having quite the resurgence of them. The next thing that I needed to do is I needed to buy a couple, not a lot, but just a couple of supplies for this. So we'll go, well, that seems perfect right there. That'll work out fine, just fine. Time for us to head back out. We've got 11 supplies right now. I think we could do a little bit better. We're going to run out of fuel before we go much further. An unexpected letter. Who sent it and what does it say? Let's see. Your sweetheart could tell you to return and say you're a father. It's weird that we get to choose this. It should just be random, shouldn't it? Your sweetheart has a surprise for us. I have taken on a foundling. I think a foundling is like a little kid or something like that. Or next you return to London, I shall bring you an additional recruit, your child. Huh. I don't know what to choose. I want our kid to be in our crew. Yeah, let's do that one. Your infant is born at sea. You take to your cabin for a much shorter period than the ship's doctor would like. You're walking long before you should, but you have a ship to run. You have a child. Look after them, and they may become a scion, allowing you to take 2 legacies. Cool. Born, sired, or adopted, they're yours. Hopefully it doesn't die or anything like that. We're in that time period where children, it was like a 50-50. They might make it or they might not. Like up until like the late after, I would say right around the time of World War II. Anything before that, your kid was probably done for, and your wife might die childbirth as well every time you had a kid. It was all just a mess. A complete and total mess of public health. Nowadays, actually, I was surprised to find how frequently people die in childbirth nowadays, too. I looked up a statistic on that, and the number was way higher than I expected. Child mortality was pretty high, too. I mean, you just assume when you live in the modern world with modern medical convenience and things like that, where we can fix just about anything, that, like, most stuff is survivable. You just don't think about it, but I guess not. Let's go ahead and flip that on real fast because we may need the extra space for supplies. Let's go to Hunter's Keep, and we're going to go ahead and bring news. We'll talk to Lucy again to get everything that we can. We got 1 free supply. We got the memories, and we got Stone's attention and all of that good stuff that we've had before. We're back down to 17 terror, which is very, very nice. We can also reconnoiter the island to get our... There we go. So that's good. We don't have any of the thing that we need right now. However... Oh, we needed Z-stories to get that done. That's actually unexpected. So we needed a Clayman, we needed that, and we needed a Z-story. I deeply regret having gotten rid of our others. Oh, well, what are you going to do? Let's get on with our mission here. I assume that this is probably going to give us a really good payout. She seems like she's rich, and it seems like she's influential. So, the way that I'd like to do this... We've got to go all the way back out to Port Stanton. So the way that I would prefer to do this, I guess... Sketch. I don't know if I want to do like a full round and hit everything along this way for all the port reports and then go down to it. It might be wiser to do it that way just to make the money. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to go northwards. I assume it'll probably turn out okay. I'm going to leave the lamps out for right now. Our supplies are a tad low, but I don't think we're going to run out. We can hunt along the way if we really need to. Like if we see bats or whatever out here, we should be able to one-shot those and take care of our business, which will add 1 to our supply. Is that a... we have a pirate steamer over here. Let me see if I can swoop in and get him. There it is right there. Start charging up the guns. Fire a shot. And another. Go ahead and use the Scintillac before this gets out of control. We lost 4 health right there, but we should be able to get some loot out of her. We'll loot and scutter. We got a cache of curiosities, which resulted in 3 supplies. Very, very nice. You know, the live specimen, I can throw her overboard. It says, I don't think so. This Scintillac is killing us right now. The Scintillac is really hurting us. It's way too much. I think I'll probably throw... Well... There we go. Let's go ahead and swap out 1 fuel for 1 supply because I do feel like we're a little bit low. I was trying not to get hit right there, and if I had done it fast enough, what would be really cool is if we could actually bind this up right here, key bind it so that you could hit it just like an MMO, so you could double fire, just bam bam. And so, can I hit a key to make this? So that's 1. That's 4. Oh, it is key bound. It's 5. Oh. Well, that's straight gangster mode right there. We're going to be able to dock on somebody. Just be like, pucka, 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 driving on by. They'd be like, oh no, it's Captain Drizzledower. He's riding out on the naval block. And I'll be like, oh yeah, ghost ride the ship. And so we'll go up into here, and I think that'll probably be the point at which we break off the episode. I've been keeping them slightly shorter because I feel like this game is more entertaining in short bursts just because I don't want to burn people out. There's a lot of dialogue, there's a lot of talking, and there's a lot of things to be done. And so I always assume that maybe just keeping it a tad shorter to keep people from getting burned out or from putting too much stuff in one episode is a good idea. The Vengeance of Jonah, yeah, I'm an idiot. I should have... We can recruit him for 300 echoes. We have the money. Let's do it. Ah, my captain, the things we will catch, that we will consume, that we will experience. We will discover the 7th sensation, you and I. That sounds like you're coming on to me. The taste that one tastes with your heart. You there, sailor. Careful with the brazing alembic. It's worth more than your wretched soul. And so now that we've got him, he's going to count as a cook. He gives us hearts and pages. Very, very nice. I don't know what he's going to want, so let's speak to him real fast. We can dine with him if we have Mutter salt, and if we have a strange catch. He can also increase our hearts. What does she increase? She increases our hearts as well. That's a little bit disappointing, but what are you going to do? So the Vengeance of Jonah, looks like we've got some things done right there. We can sample the thing of the day. We got ourselves an amazing amount of hearts now. So I think we're looking pretty well right there. We've almost got a full crew, which means that our stat bonuses are like, oh, they're super awesome. Let me grab the port report from right here. And then in the next episode, we got a lamentable relic. Oh, okay. Well, that's an extra 5 echoes. We got to turn in the Hunter's Eye. I don't think it's useful for anything else. That's one of the items that the curator wanted in here. And so if we can get ourselves a curious or a dazzling treasure or something, that would be great. But for now, I'm going to break off the episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Sunless Sea. I look forward to seeing you all in the future. Delicious viewer, and I will see you there.